What is happening, everybody? I am really enjoying this series. I love the way it's coming together, this little entrance we have. Probably need to get a little bit cleared off right here, but this road's turning out great. But all the comments have been awesome. Loving the pace that we're doing here, and it's gonna be a little slow today as well. I'm itching. I am itching to get to some farming, but I do want to get a lot of things taken care of, and I think one of the things I want to try is to get that pallet unstuck. But the main task at hand today is to automate our stone delivery process, and we'll see how much farther we get after that, because it really shouldn't take much time. Yeah, this thing's just kind of... Oh, it's moving. We might be able to get it. But yeah, it shouldn't take much time to automate the stone delivery video-wise. It might take a little bit of time IRL that I'll be editing out, but you'll see in a minute. Let's get this. I definitely didn't plan on starting the episode this way. But one of the things that someone said was if I get the forks stuck to where they're almost attached, that I might be able to then use the flight mode to fly away with super strength and break it loose. So let's come from this side. Let's lower it. Yeah, this is not what we wanted to show, guys, but we're doing it. And let's try to sneak under. The other thing, yeah, I just don't know if it's actually, yeah, it's not actually attached. The other thing I was trying to do, and I kind of messed up the recording, is I was trying to get this unstuck, and we were using the skid steer here, and it just couldn't really get it unstuck. You can see a little bit of our tracks here. It's just in there. It is in there, and it's gonna live there. I feel like it's just gonna live there. Not too worried about it, not too stressed about it. We have 33,000 wood in here. A couple of trees that are just, they're kind of waiting for their day to be able to get, you know, accepted in here. So we'll come back to that later on. But last episode we did clear a good amount of land, and I kind of want to give you an update. Are you serious? It just, we were grabbing it and walked away. It works. All right, let's put this down right here for now. Okay, that's hilarious. That makes me happy. That's funny. But yeah, I did a little bit of work off camera, and there's some selling that we're gonna need to do of logs. And this area we haven't trimmed yet, because I do want to do an actual field entrance here. And so I wanted to see the actual field size. But look at this. It is all cleared now. Everything that we but terraformed around. All the trees have been removed. We got the Silverado out here with a load of lumber, and we have another decent sized load prepped right here. So that should be some pretty good money right there. So that's another item we'll be focusing on today. But let's get time rolling as the storm hits. As we do that, let's go ahead and switch over here, and we're gonna try to do this. I debated if I wanted to do this on camera or do it off camera, and I have decided on camera is the way that I want to go with this. So we're gonna drive, and it's gonna end up being a loop, and these, I don't know why they started that way. Let's see if I grab this one and delete it. Thought I could just hit delete. Okay, they're not connected anymore, so that's good. And we have to be super careful with our turning here, so we're gonna want to go pretty slow and get this course exactly how we want it. And there is existing AutoDrive configuration on the main roads, which I think we might try to utilize. Last time I've done that, it just hasn't really worked out well, but we're gonna be patient with this one, and we're gonna try to get it all configured correctly. So let's go right here, and if I hit middle mouse, I then have access to all of this. I want to do that, but I also want to grab this one and move it a little bit. And I thought there was a way to round this corner. I don't know. The thing I'm worried about now is if the mailbox is going to be in the way. So that should connect that, but then also coming home, we'll deal with that later. But we want to also have an opportunity to turn left out of our complex. So let's go ahead. We've shut off recording, and we're just going to start taking this road and seeing where all of this connects, and then we'll pick back up with recording our routes once we get to where we need to customize it. So we're going to take this road as far as we need to. There's a main road up here quite a ways that we will take a left on, and then we'll get closer and I'll let you know once we're making any adjustments. I'm itching to get to farming, guys, and I do love the pace that this is moving, but I am itching to get to some farming, and there hasn't been very many contracts that are going to help satisfy that itch. So we might we're gonna fight the urge is what I meant to say, because I do love the pace this is moving. It's going to be rewarding, and I've beaten that dead horse, but I really believe it, guys, and I think you guys are enjoying it too. So thank you so much. Let's get this done. Interesting enough, the existing course already has the intersection created. I wonder if it actually works. Oh, the brakes are rough. I'm glad I wasn't recording the track right there, but it does look, it looks correct. So let's go ahead and keep going. Lots of weight on this. Ooh, rough. And we're gonna do a ride along and make sure this works once we get it all configured. How about this upcoming intersection? Is it gonna be completed as well? Let's see, as we get close here. Oh, it's just a continuation of the road. Perfect. So that should work fine. Okay, this is the entrance to the building. How do we want to do this? So I think what I want to do is get at a pretty decent spot in here. Sorry, bus. I'm going to ignore the existing track right there, and we are going to hit record, but I want to deselect that. I don't want those connected. I want it from here to there. And that's probably not what we want either. So let's do that. We'll go from here to here, and we'll cut the corner into the grass, which I think will be fine, but we are recording now. So I was a little concerned about the space in here that we're gonna have. So we're gonna come close, and that's why we're using this vehicle, so we can use the same size. So we see the indicator, we're gonna pull a little farther forward, and then we're gonna add the target, and we're gonna call this Stone Production. And we're gonna turn the wheels as much as we can and hope this works out. Let's get to where my camera will move again. Just a sharp turn there, not a lot of room to work with, but we'll come up here on the right side of the road, and if we do this correct, this should be pretty slick. Come on, give me another one. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now we middle mouse again, and I'm gonna make it to where they can go either direction here, and then we're gonna shut off recording. And I am going to take the quicker way straight home. But you know what? We are here. So let's go ahead and sell the stones that we have, so we can do a real test of this. All right. So let's stop R1 and triangle there and make about 4,000 bucks. Now, as we've kind of talked about, this isn't going to be a huge moneymaker that we're setting up until we can afford to buy the building. We made a good amount of money when we slept between May and June, but I did spend that on the conveyor belt system. Oh, we'll get home a lot quicker with less weight too. So, all right, I will see you at home. Let's send it though. Let's send it. Nice. All right, we're looping around to mimic that we're coming home, because we'll be taking that same route home. And I do want to move one of these as well. Let's grab this one, and we're going to pull it back to about right here. And then I am going to pull forward right about here, and we'll turn recording back on. And then we need to disconnect these two. So click, left click, left click. We'll disconnect them. And then I want this one to come into there. And I also want this one to go into there. And that should be safe. But we are recording, so let's try to do this good. There we go. Adding the dots for us for our route here. And let's slow down a little bit to do this a little safer. Get a little tighter camera view too, I think will help me. And start turning. And right there, I do want to stop. We'll hit middle mouse again, and we'll connect these two. And then I want to turn off recording and get this in the right spot to add the targets. But you can see it's already filling up, so that's probably about where we want it anyways. So we'll add target. This will be stone pickup. All right. So now, what happened? Did we move? Did we run out? It might be off. We might have to get these things enabled again. Let's see. Activate B. Oh, that did it. That did it. Okay, so that should be going now. So we want to change the setup. So it's going to be fill up here. We're going to fill up at stone pickup. No, this isn't what we want. And then drop off at stone production. I think that will do it. So once this is full, if there's enough, there should be, we will hit the power button on here and see if this thing works. This is what I think we want. We did stone pickup, stone for the pickup location. For the unload location, it'll be the stone production. And what we are loading is stones. In theory, we should be able to just hit that now, but why is it doing that? Interesting. That's okay. They put the cover on, but it's still working. So right now they are drive to loading points, which they already are. I don't know why that, oh, that X is there because I don't know how to delete it. We'll figure that out. We could just move that. We're at 73%, and that's because we're that far back with the stones. How slow is that gonna be? We could sneak over with one of these buckets. I don't know if we could fit though, because we could push the rocks a little closer. The thing I don't want to do is move the conveyor belt farther back, because then the conveyor belt's gonna just bounce all over the place. Kind of like I am with my driving right now. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to sneak back there. I think we're just gonna be patient here. And that's the thing, right? Is I kind of want this to just sit here for a while once it's in full motion and wait to get filled up, but it's not always gonna be the case. Can we pick things up with super strength like this? And then unload it? I mean, that would be sweet. Or if I had a shovel, move this just a hair closer. I think that did it actually. It did, so it's picking up everything that's in the back now. Okay, problem solved. But do we have another 17% there? I don't know. I think we're gonna be good. 3%, 2% to go here, and they're full now. So let's see. Here we go, drive to unload points. Let's see if they can make this turn without hitting the tree. Awesome. I mean, we could turn that off so it's a little more enjoyable to watch. 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go. And that's just to get to the delivery point. So you can see how once we have this going, we could babysit it until they drive away. Now we have at least like 11 to 12 minutes before they get back. So we could be doing other work. And if we want to do another load, you know, we do about 10 to 12 minutes worth of work. They come back, they start filling up. We might have to be over there in the vicinity. That's what I don't know. But what a beautiful process if this works on the first try. Nice. They were going 50. They're slowed down to 25 to be able to take this corner, though they're going a little wide. Okay, we might want to, let's go in the settings. Let's adjust the corner speed a little bit slower. Let's go. We are at 100%. We're going to go to, I don't know. We're not going to follow these a lot, so we're not really worried about how slow, as long as they make the turn safely. And I think 85% will give a shot, and then we'll adjust from there. Yeah, and I think this is gonna cause us, you can see there's a traffic jam here. We're gonna shut off traffic. It takes away from the realism, but I do not want to deal with the fact that there's traffic jams that we didn't even cause on this map. All right, getting back up to speed here. 23 seconds it says, but I think that might be thrown a little bit off. I don't know how that recalculates, but might have gone a little too far on turning down the speed, but we'll see. The big question I have is turning around after we drop off the stone. I don't know why they're covering it. That's so funny. Seems backwards. Oh, they did hit. Okay, so let's turn these on. And we're gonna have to grab all of these and just pull them a little bit away from that. But right now I will just grab a little bit. Did that help? Boy, this is a heavy machine here. There we go. All right, we will do a little easier test in a minute to see if we did fix that. They're dumping. Are they gonna be able to turn around though? This tree might need lumberjacked, but this is also, you know, the end of the map is right here, so we'll see. Another $4,400. All right, you can do it. You can get home. Crank that wheel. Crank it. Crank it. Success. All right, let's get in right along with them. This is the question here. About 6 minutes to get home, because we had probably because we adjusted the cornering speed. but they're calculating it. They're figuring out the right path to take. Awesome. All right. If anything happens that doesn't work, I'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll rejoin you when we get home. Well, they're going 80 now. Hard on the brakes. Wow, yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind it's going to take 6 minutes with us because we're most of the time, like I said, we're not going to be following along like this, so we won't even feel it. My guess is they're going to run into the belt. We'll know in 2 minutes. Moment of truth here. Let's see how it goes. That slow turning might help, though. Yeah, no way. They're not going to clear it. They're going to run right into it. Okay, so that's somewhat of an issue. Now I got this all messed up, so... Okay, yeah, that's bizarre. There we go. Okay, it fell better. All right, so it's sitting waiting technically. That might be, yeah, I think they still would run into it. But we can get this a little bit better on the ground. Yeah, and there's no way that's gonna run out here. And the way we have this configured, we can just have this worker sit here until it fills up. But I'm pretty satisfied with that. Even if we have to help like we just did, man, we can get a lot of work done. We can, you know, get notified when they get back. I think it's a good setup. Yeah, and it's out. So now it's just gonna slowly. So let's go ahead, jump into the Silverado now. And let's go see what this first load is gonna bring in. I really want that cement factory, so we might try to bust that out in the next month or so. Now, I don't think we're too tall this time for the sawmill. Should be able to drive right into here. Okay, unstrap. We do have that plank I brought with us just to get rid of it. 25 grand. I think, is that our best? I think that's close, if not. And then I believe the carpentry is right around the corner that we can get this sold to. That's a nice light pole. Yeah, straight ahead, actually. Should be able to just do a drive-by selling here. 4 grand from that. We'll take it. We're sitting at 134,000. The sawmill, gosh, I need to remember this. The concrete factory. The concrete production is what we're thinking about here. Cement factory. And let's visit it, and let's go buy 370. Yeah, that's a price tag. Hey, look, the colors make sense now that it's on the right vehicle. Look at that. Yeah, driving in this way gives us a decent idea of the size. It's not big enough for sure. And not as an impressive of a load as we did last time, but we are here. I'm guessing about 15 grand. There's a couple big boys in there. 16.9. So we're at 5. We're at 154. And we're gonna swing by the store here because I think we are going to take a look at contracts and save us a little bit of drive time. So just some spinach harvesting with 2 harvesters. Those are big fields though, aren't they? It's not that big of a field actually. This one's a little bigger. We have some hoeing that we could do, which always seems to be quick ones. Leah, let's go ahead and borrow, and then we'll do the thing that everyone asks me to do is just accept this contract and use the same equipment for both. It should let us do that, right? I hope I'm right. So even with the precision farming bug fixes, it didn't fix anything on this map with this percentage on the new patch. Interesting. Get these 2 contracts done, bring in a little bit of money. So we're pushing towards that $370,000 amount. Might need to cut down a lot more trees to pull this off though. And we're heading over to the second contract. We have the first one done, but we will not be turning it in so we can keep the equipment to do the next one. Not the biggest payday compared to contracts we've done before, but you know, we did talk about, we were progressing a little quick with the huge contracts, but you know, it is a lot of work. It's not like we're not doing the work. We're putting in the time. Let's knock both these signs down at once. Let's do it. Yes, that should make the people happy. All right, will this automatically set up? It does. All right, and let's get this lowered. All right, this shouldn't take very long at all. And with the bug in the contracts, it might just be the headland, but have it done. Could you imagine in real life borrowing someone's equipment to do a contract for them and then going to a totally different field that they don't own to use that equipment? That's what we're doing. Headland's done and the hoeing contracts are complete. Let's go ahead and collect our money. Puts us at 166. What else is there? Let's take a look just in case. 26,000 for spraying. We'd have to buy the herbicide, but good gosh, that would be a good contract. Let's borrow the items and shut the truck off. What is the capacity in here? Let's buy one and see how it fills up here. Consumables. Herbicide. A feeling it's going to be more than one, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and fill this up and see. So if we buy two, yeah, it eats into the money, but it'll still be a good payday. Yeah, let's go ahead and what I want to do, I think there is another spraying contract. Yeah, we're gonna just accept this one and we will buy. Another contract is started at the moment. When did that become a thing that's going to just cause my game to crash? Contracts plus, nice bug, man. I don't know how much we lost there, guys. I love modders. I just get frustrated. All right, due to that bug, I think what we'll do is just order one more and see if... We'll see if 4,000's enough. At least we have the tram lines to drive in when we're cutting across people's fields. All right, it's a big boy. Decent sized field. I don't know if 4,000's gonna be enough, but you know, there's one way to find out, and that is to do the job. All right, and away we go. I don't know if I've used this piece of equipment. This is pretty slick. Number's not dropping too fast. So we might be safe with just 4,000 and not have to go back and buy more. 3% done, 2% capacity already used. So I think we're gonna need more, but let's just do it and see. And that contract's done. We will not be using that vehicle moving forward. It turned so bad, so bad. All right, I think it is time to head home now. We're up to 197. All right, we have one more month in the first year. Can we earn just over $170,000. Boy, we're not going to do it this episode, but I do want to sleep and see where money's sitting in the morning and see how close we're going to get, how many contracts we'll have to do, how many trees we're going to have to cut down. And how are we looking over here? Oh, we reloaded, so we're going to have to turn this back on. That is right. And then activate it. Not bad. Let's see how full this is. 24%, so that's pretty slick. Let's go ahead and sleep, and then we'll come back and look at that and see how money's sitting. And the AutoDrive is going to need to be reconfigured as well. Alrighty. Well, we're at 250, just about 250. So that means we need 130. Let's look at contracts. Just get an idea of what we have. Fertilization, no real harvesting. So I don't think we're going to pull it off. We're not doing that contract, even though it gives us 2 pieces of equipment. It's not happening. Not going to pull it off in year 1, but we're right around the corner from that. Let's make sure we have lumber too. We might need to cut this tree a little bit. It looks like it did accept one of them when we reloaded, or we lost it. Who knows? Let's cut right here and see if we can get 13,000 around. Not bad. Pretty close there. Just like to keep this fully populated as much as I can, just in case we do go a couple months where we forget about it, especially since it's, you know, making us money in the background while we're doing other things. I think if we cut it right here, that's pretty close to 50,000. All right, I think that is where we'll leave today's episode. Not the longest, busiest one, but like we've mentioned multiple times, this pace that we're going at is what I really enjoy. We're not rushing it. We're not, you know, making mistakes because we're trying to get things done quicker. Just slow rolling, getting this farm set up, and I think it's coming along pretty nice. Socks way up. We will finish July in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out.